Yeah, good evening. Good evening, my brothers and sisters. You know, one thing you should know about me is that I like cakes. I like cakes, simple cakes, like a banana cake, a butter cake without cream. So, in case you want to chaff me, if at one point, if you uh, if you would want to chaff me, if you would want to make me feel good, the best that you can do, it's like a simple cake just like this one, a simple cake. Yeah, a banana cake, you know a, a butter cake, a vanilla cake without cream. Na if you put a bad kind, but ka cake nga kalife so kala nchitovuvi anaitemagaa not much consort cupcake so cupcake tuja aw tura nchitovuvi bad kind. Caroline Wilson. Number Caroline Wilson. How come wakwata mashina ya bidaya tsungu? Caroline Wilson. Ndi musungu. Rondora nebo kishba Caroline Wilson. I think uri mulamba. Kubalambe kwa disipya so. Abalamba naba kuchipata. Heba temene vimana niken. At Fort Jameson. But anyway, ba temene ko Fort Jameson piri. Bale bika ko piri filia. Nomba kubalambe ko twale sanga abasungu. Mwala patwa. Nala patwa kuli banana nayo. Oh, because my husband is white. Oh, okay. Yeah. Mandy, you are a blessed woman. You are a blessed woman. Abana kashi bashinonshiku kuba patikisha to take your name. When I was growing up, women were so proud, to be called by their husbands' names. This time, yeah, Mandy. Yeah, kosa. Yeah. Now I never want to change my machine and yeah, women are gender. Paul Wilson. Paul Wilson. I'm Tonga was clear. Oh, yeah, for real. Yeah, Tonga women. Tonga women one day need. I think that's why akakamwa ichaka domba muiranda ni secret nderanda akakamwa ichaka nataka kumiranga picture pale wakamwa ichaka mwaka mtonga ko kalambala kata mumensu ngana kalolesha kalabala kata nomba tatwala ndefingi chimona pali didia shidaba yawa mama chikamoneka didia jawa mama chikamoneka nandi shupa nali chupela jawa mama chikamoneka mwe bantu nali chupa ya nali chupa didia Nizesco ni ntambo ya malaiti. It's a high-powered electric cable. High-powered electric cable carrying 240 volts live muntu wandi. Ukuyikata koidia. Na chupa. Ila shama matika moneka na chupa. Yeah. I saw people were busy commenting about my new ride. Yes, I have a new right. Mwemona kwati ndi munenu. Mwemona kwati ndi munenu. Hawe, shiri munenu ine. Pandi wafefe mulanderera imwe wafe mwakwata. Mwana kwati nine kwa chongololo munenu. Nete ine chongololo munenu ine. Naliteka nyafya. Nalibakofe waichefya. But ukudonsa ndadonsa mntwana. Ukudonsa ndadonsa. And we can make it anywhere. We can make it anywhere. Some of you mufurukuta mulukungu. Ne infura irelo okay. Mairolo chelo. Ni tafya mumenshi. Na majombo. Mule papana no kupapana. Waisa pa social media wambo kula tukaine. Tayari mshanda wali. Wow, iwe. Na bus ticket ya kuila fyatu. Ukwele basi. Ukufumafye mulusaka. Uye pandola. Ile kushupa. Bus ticket ile kushupa. But nga waisa pa social media. Tuma chifi sungu kuyumfa. Muna teka nyava iche. Ala? Muna teka nyava iche. But I want to thank Road Development Agency. RATSA, yeah. I want to thank RATSA for renewing my driver's license. Since I came here, my driver's license had expired. But recently I had it renewed. I want to be grateful to RATSA for renewing my driver's license. I know some people are trying to be funny. You know, when they see the Chilufya Tayali name, I don't know what some of you, what comes into your mind. Whenever you see Chilufya Tayali's name, I don't know what comes into your mind. What Tina? No, I can't do this. No, I can't do this. Why? Chifu kwa nshina kwata, what wrong have I done to you? That when you see my name, whenever my name appears, you want to be jittery, you want to start bringing up issues. I want to tell you, especially mwema technocrats, mwema civil servants, mwira ingira maria shiyama politician, lekeni mieve. I want to tell you, and this is not just for me. Idi ashirama politics, mwira ingira mo. Imo follow your job, do your job accordingly. Driver's license here is before you. Do what you are supposed to do. Not what niwa tayari. Wamefya kuvikapo. Iwe. If there are issues between me and Hakainde Hichilema, let us resolve those issues politically. No, Tayali is a refugee. He is a fugitive. Walk about the fugitive ni nani? Fugitive every day. Ndeisa pamuela. Fugitive every day. I'm coming online. Fugitive, I'm being covered by the local media, including the public media. You saw that in fugitive. We should have got that man with you. Why is it that you civil servants want to play politics? Why do you want to play politics? If my name comes before you, treat me accordingly as a citizen of that country. I am still a citizen of Zambia. I am a Zambian, and not just a Zambian. Kutna idachan achan. Pangananda the biggest opposition mwalafi pangat ma politics. But a person with a high interest in that country, a high interest. I'm aspiring to be Republican president if you don't know. No, I'm tired. Muleke, mufireke. Stop it. Just do your job. It's the same thing now. Passport. That guy also, you know, the tribal. Ababe na wakumie swaba. Eba ikanira ukumpangira mantu nkana ama issues from nowhere. From nowhere ka issue. Chilishani mwekanshi. Mulanda tiyo tribal. Abatonga bali ba tribal. Imwebene bati mukusonta sontati. Abatonga bali ba tribal. You are very tribal yourselves. Very tribal yourselves. Mureke, next time my name comes before you, not to ambokula vikapwe mpikiso. I was very upset, especially that guy who had passport. I was very upset with you because that was very critical. Just atirenda akuchechi. I don't hold grudges, but mwebamo ngandamipingira because my journey is still there. Chilufya Tayali mulemo na one day we will be in public office. One day we will be in public office. Ninshitafye ndolela umuinelesa ewa ishiva ukuisa mbika kuno and preparing me alempanga the challenges that I've faced being out here. They have molded me. I have survived so much to be where I am today and to sit tonight and talk to you after almost 2 years that since I left Zambia. Taper on. It has required, thinking. It has required, strategies. It has required test of character. It has required, being humble. Iwe. But that's how God makes me. Of course. Also what I've seen. Now, I mean, my appreciation of things has been elevated. Because I've seen better. I've seen better in terms of development. I've seen better in terms of how governments run. I've seen better how businesses run. So, in a way, it is formation. And I'm grateful to God that God has taken me through all this to survive up to this time. But really, God has taught me a lot. God has taught me a lot, such that when I will have an opportunity to be in a position to serve the public, my attitude will be different. Than if I had not come here. It will be totally different. I'll do better. I strongly believe I'll do better. I am being prepared. And that's why I am saying, I hope he will give me an opportunity to work in his government. Because it's also something, to be outside government and to be outside government and to be inside. When we are outside, we criticize things. This, what. But when you are part of it, you see a different reality. And that is a reality that I look forward to being in, being part of government and, looking at policies, looking at how you're going to handle issues. I really long for that. And I hope that Waka Inde Ichilema will give me that opportunity. But at the end of the day, I leave it to God. This is not to twist Waka Inde Ichilema's arm. Waka Inde Ichilema is like a coach. He chooses who should play where, whatever, which team, whatever. So in the next government, he will be choosing who is going to play here, who is going to do what. And if he chooses me, well and good. If he doesn't, I will continue. I am, especially these past few days, my mind has been opened, to really lead the will of God. And as we start Lent, that is one of my prayers, my prayers during this time of Lent is that, I submit myself to God and let God just do what he thinks I should do. Not my will, but his will. And also to gain more maturity, I need to grow. Imiaka na ashifula imiaka no mbato wala kumanya 52. Opole kwanya 52, you must be a wise person. You must be a wise person, but up to today, I still feel like I don't have so much, to really feel that, okay, ndi mukalamba, nineshukuru bantu. I am praying to God that as I keep losing my hair, because I'm losing my hair, as you can see, I'm losing my hair. So as I lose my hair, let wisdom, come in. As I lose my hair, God, as I lose my hair, let wisdom come in. Those are my prayers, to submit to the will of God, to have the wisdom that comes from God. And of course, thirdly, if I'm given an opportunity to be able to save people diligently, these are my prayers. I pray. I really pray that God will give me, that attitude, that good attitude, to be a good leader, to be a good servant to the people. Even here per social media, sometimes kala lepuka na ambo kusawaida, I come out emotional. To tell you the truth, most of the times when I come out emotional, when I sit back to reflect, it bothers me. It bothers me, and I pray to say, God, let me not be emotional. This is one of my prayers during this Lent, not to be emotional, to have that temperament that I'm able to tolerate, I'm able to tolerate, because sometimes it's very difficult to be patient. I want to be patient. I want to be tolerant. I don't want to be emotional. So those are some of the issues. Those are my prayers, and I ask you to be praying for me as well. I really want to do my best. I don't want to just be a mediocre. No. I want to do my best. Even in what I say here, I want to be objective. I want to be truthful. I don't want to be a vuvuzela. I don't want just to be a praise singer. I want to say things as they are. I want to be objective, which brings me to this issue. of ECZ. I know some of you are expecting me to talk about Mama Chika Moneka, but Mama Chika Moneka Vakalamba, Vakalamba, she's like my mother. She's like my mother. Ninkwataka intelligence, ninkwataka dose wino fefidia. Akakwewa fiati ngakachibako fiati ni chair. Ngana chimuposa pona muposa po bad. Mama Chika Moneka, I think I'm talking about wisdom. Wisdom does not permit me to just undress. No kula ndafata undress ile fina no kufina. So, but we spoke. What I can just tell you is that we spoke. Chanda chimba, chanda chimba na imo. Chanda chimbala. Oh, chanda chimbala. Anyway, to contain my emotions. I suppose upon you tanyu. I want my temperament, I want to be serene. I suppose to tempt me. I'm not going to be emotional. Especially tonight, after, on a day that, on Ash Wednesday, the day that we start fasting, I am not going to be emotional. So, chanda chimbala. Chimbala chove, chiriefye weka, nshadiekwe chimbala chove. Nshadieko, nakan. Nshadiekwe chimbala chove. So, wisdom yakanika. It's not wisdom. You were warned. Warned. Paliba. There was nothing like warned There was nothing like wanting. I had a very good discussion with Mama Machika Moneka, very, very good discussion. And, you know, depending on how I see things, we might even work together politically. We might even work together with Mama Machika Moneka politically. She has got a vision. She told me about her vision. She told me about her desire, what she wants politically, the kind of people that she's working with. So we had a very, very good conversation. She even introduced me to certain people. You know, we had a conference call with some people, and the discussion was okay. So I know even those that spoke to me, whatever, but yeah, you see now, wisdom. The wisdom that I'm praying to God that I have does not permit me to go that low. I'm not going to go that low, but I want to confirm that Mama Machika Moneka, we spoke. And yes, there is even a possibility that politically we can work together Mama Machika Moneka. Except that it's not something that I will review now. Maybe later on, there are certain issues that I'm trying to look at, that I'm trying to consider here and there. Yeah, but yeah, we had a good conversation with Mama Machika Moneka. Thank you for calling me. Thank you for the people that, you know, came in also and we spoke, whatever. It's okay. Kazi ya mwape. At idiot iwe. Muwe perefe. Insha fulwe nawe. Ninde kefya kufulwa. Ninde ka. Ni lentino. And it is one of those sacrifices that I'm making. For 40 days, I want my emotions to be okay. For 40 days, I don't want to kufulwa shani, kulibana kia, kubana. I want to remain, you know, that, because it is out of practice that we become perfect. I want to be that leader that can tolerate. I want to be that leader that, you know, can be patient with people. So, nanguntu keshani, I will not. Anyway, so talking about ECZ, you know, one thing in Zambia, and this again, I'm trying to be very objective. One thing that I want to tell you is that Muzambia, no matter which way you look at things, even if you don't like Hakainde and UPND, one thing that we need to recognize is that our opposition is weak. This is, no matter which way you look at it, our opposition is weak. You can hate Hakainde Hichilema as much as you want. You may not agree with Hakainde Hichilema as much as you want. You may not like the UPND government. You may. But one thing, my brothers and sisters, that you cannot run away is that the opposition is weak. This is a fact. I am not saying this out of wushani. If anything, I will tell you, even the praise singer that you see in me, it is because our opposition is weak. This is the objective truth. This is the objective truth. At this point in time, I would love, you know, to be in the opposition. But really, how can I be in opposition when the opposition is so weak? How? Therefore, at this point in time, in a Chilufya Tayali, how can I be in the opposition? How can I be in the opposition? The opposition which is so weak. And of course, you can say, no. Hey, what about you? What about yourselves? You see, we bring sometimes politics, ya power kwati ni pansaka. Sometimes politics, chawa kwati ni pansaka. There is a ruling party, insaka yawa ruling party, then kwa insaka yawa opposition. Kwa insaka yawa ruling party, kwa insaka yawa opposition. So pansaka, each one brings in, you know, otokwete. You know, it is like a convergence of those who are supporting the ruling party, those who are with the ruling party, and those who are in the opposition. Now, all of you in that convergence, in that group, different people must bring in different gifts according to what they have. According to what they have. What will make the ruling party succeed is what those people who are in that group are bringing or are contributing. If you are in the ruling party, you must ask yourself, what am I contributing to make the ruling party tick, to make the country move forward? If you are in the opposition, you must bring in something. Mama Machika Moneka, I can see Mama Machika Moneka is there. My son, we had a very good conversation. I'm very happy. I was blessed. I was blessed by your wisdom and very nice. Mama Machika Moneka said, my name is bigger than politics. That one was big. At my name is bigger than politics. So I respect that. Anyway, so pansa kayawa opposition. Chilamuntu avile ale later po oto ale later. That is how the opposition will be strong. Even in the ruling party, people must be able to contribute what they have in the ruling party. So it is a group ruling party na ikuwa tensaka yao. Opposition na ikuwa tensaka yao. So para pansaka uyaleta pwaka, and that's what you make strong. Now, when you talk about me, so if I talk about myself, I give myself totally. Whether I support the ruling party or I support the opposition. But in this case, I'm talking about the weakness of the opposition. When I was with the opposition, I was really putting my bit. I was putting in what I had. Bakapokola ichalengo kwati bakapokola wale sekunda kumwandi chinshi. Ichalengo kwati wale njikata panono banjikata chinshi. It is because I was giving what I had. And what I had, what God has given me, it is talking. Actually, kulanda. And that gift of eloquence, I have been contributing it to opposition. I have been putting in Ndevikam. And I was doing it totally. And that is how I attracted so much adversary from the ruling party. Our ruling party now, they came in full force. But, so what was supposed to happen is that when I was doing what I was doing, those others, our more opposition, they were supposed to be there also, full throttle. They were supposed to bring in other efforts. They were supposed to bring in, especially money. So those, they were supposed to be contributing money, to be putting in money. And if they were putting in money, I would have had lawyers. I had good lawyers, that's for sure. But my lawyers, let's face it, they were not being paid. Lawyers were coming forward to defend Chilufya Tayali because, it was news. That's why you even know about Makebi Zulu. Makebi Zulu was coming quickly because it was news. Hey, Makebi Zulu. He was coming. It was news. And he was benefiting out of that news. But after Rama drama yonse kwale bokuya court. And going to court, I was going to court on average 3 times every week. 3 times every week. Going to court 3 times every week, it meant that I needed lawyers, and they were supposed to be people who were supposed to pay those lawyers. But those lawyers were not being paid by people who had the money to pay the lawyers. They were not being paid. Makebi Zulu was coming, Makebi Zulu was not coming to court. Makebi Zulu, not even one day did he stand in court for me. Never, not even one day Makebi Zulu. He was only coming for news to be covered. But in Gatwaku Court, there were other lawyers that were coming to represent me. And those lawyers, those who had money, they were supposed to be putting in money to make sure that those lawyers are paid. It was always a struggle to have lawyers come into court to defend me. And that was one of my weaknesses. That is one of my weaknesses. In the end, I started having convictions. Convictions on cases that if I had lawyers well represented, I wouldn't have been convicted. Charging Kalipa, Padikalaka Antoine Kanati at assault. Charging Kalipa because I never assaulted Udiaka Pokola. And yet, you know, Ukwisa Nkonenkeshati, guilty. He wakuti wachita assaulti Kapokola, akwata denti, ukwa ulana picture, koba jaiko peko. These days, Abanakashibai, Panofingo, Mustako Fiakanono, selfie, whatever, nothing. I was convicted. Why was I convicted? I was convicted because whilst I was putting in my all, others did not come in to support me. Eventually, I ended up not having lawyers at all. Not having lawyers. And thanks to Tuntuan Kanu, I always talk about Chirwa. You know, I always talk about Joseph Chirwa. Joseph Chirwa came and picked me like a guy in the street. With no lawyers. At one point, I even defended myself. I even stood there to defend myself. And it was difficulty. It was difficult. You can have the good arguments and everything. But you know, to defend yourself in court, even if you are a lawyer, it is not easy. It is not easy. So that made me weak. That made our opposition weak. That is how I ended up leaving Zambia. That is how I ended up leaving Zambia. And me leaving Zambia, it weakened the opposition even more. It weakened the opposition even more. Even by UPND, they will tell you, naleva pishamu. Naleva pishamu, naleva nofo naleva kunkunika wa UPND. Naleva kunkunika. And they couldn't fight me. The only way they could fight me, ni yui. Mpitane, yui. Kirikiti. Nama chopa ndeke bale kwela mambala. But did I have the support from others? No, I didn't. So that is a weakness. And at the end of the day, I ended up here. And of course, the gap that I left has not been filled. Now I am here. Even when I'm here, Ndalanda, I talk what. How did the opposition support me? How did the opposition support me? Up to today, how did they support me? Mundubira did his part. I always, no. In a way, it's like you're supporting Mundubira. Mundubira mutasha pafichitwa. Avomba for me. Mundubire tekwati ndemu campaign na I talk about him to appreciate him for what he did for me. Even when I left, at least Mundubire was busy sorting out some of the issues that I left. When I left Zambia, my family was still in Zambia. And Mundubire was helping. So I always appreciate him, in that regard. Then, but no mbandi kuno. Once if we under chan. How? And I reached out to almost all of you. You remember when I was in South Africa, locked up, I was talking to you. What did you do to help me? What did you do to help me? What did you do to help me? And of course, politics is like a battle. And when you are defeated in a battle, what do? What do you do if you are defeated in a battle? What do you do? You surrender. You surrender. You surrender, because if you continue fighting, they will kill you. You end up dead. And what wisdom is there in dying just to go back to that yo. No. That others will choose that way. Me, I don't choose that way. I have been beaten. I have been beaten by the ruling party. I've been beaten by the ruling party. And now at least there is even a rapport with the UPND, with the ruling, with the UPND. At least at least tulalandako. No mbaba opposition. Mwamba no kulanjita block. You even stop picking my calls. And the rest of you now, you are busy. No, hey, Tayali, you are a traitor. Hey, whatever. I want to Lungu mlandapu. Haweni balungu mlandapu. Nopo balala. Nopo balele mocha di mumiabo. I mean, how did he really help to say this is this, to strengthen the opposition? To strengthen the opposition. The opposition is as weak as it is because of how Balungu handled things. And I used to tell him to say, Balungu, can we move? Balungu, can you leave this to somebody? He couldn't. He wanted, Kapususu, a young boy, Makebi Zulu, to lead us. And I refused. This did not happen after Balungu Bafwa. This happened before Balungu Tavalafwa. I couldn't agree with them. I couldn't agree to bring Makebi Zulu when there were other able leaders. That Mundubide, I said, Mundubide can do this. No, Mundubide. So, the point I'm trying to tell you is that our opposition is very weak. Is very, very weak. And yes, on my part, I did what I could. And that's how I ended up being here. That is how I ended up being here. And when I've been out here, what did that opposition do to help me? No, nothing. Instead, these very people by UPND, at least they come out and we talk sensible things. So the opposition is very weak. The opposition is very weak. Now, when the opposition is weak, what do? They start creating falsehoods. And when they are creating falsehoods, do you want me to sit back and just watch? No. I would rather help the ruling party. After all, the opposition are not there. So when you are creating falsehood, now what have been my job now, my contribution to the UPND is to dispel falsehoods that is created by the opposition. You are weak and you want to blame it on Hakainde Hichilema. You want to blame it on the ruling party. You want to blame it on UPND. PF mwaliona ula mwevene. PF mwaliona ula. It is you yourselves who created, the mess that is in PF. It is you. But you want to turn around and accuse Hakainde Hichilema, accuse UPND. How can you accuse Hakainde Hichilema when the fights in UPND, in PF, emanated within PF, between the rivalry that started between Mao Sampa and Given Lulinda? This is where the border started. This is where the border entered. This is where the virus entered. The rivalry between Mao Sampa and Given Lulinda, it started from there. After Valaka, Mao Sampa, Given Lulinda, with his failure to, being patient and, seeing things in a better way, he suspends Maos. After suspending Maos, they expel Maos. Meanwhile, they have gotten his money at Triag Convention. Valungu, Balekano Convention. Mao Sampa gets upset. How is Hakainde Hichilema coming in there? How? How is Hakainde Hichilema coming in there? Next to Mao Sampa, come on, at the stage coup, and it takes over PF. Of course, what do you do if you are in the ruling party and you see your enemies are fighting? Hey, you give them ammunition. You give them ammunition. You help them fight, finish each other. But you can't accuse them of having orchestrated your conflicts. No, you can't accuse them of that. And this is what all I've been doing is, facilitating them to fight. It's not UPND that has been fueling the fights in PF. It is not UPND that has grabbed the PF. But this is a falsehood that people want to create, that people want to run with. And I'm telling you, no, you created this problem. Lungu created this problem. Mao Sampa created this problem. Given Luvinda created these problems. And Munduvile, I can only blame him for not being courageous. Because Luvin given Mao Sampa, what is this? Munduvile. If he had come out earlier also stronger, the way he has done now, if the situation would have been different. So all these problems that we have, Kuliba PF, the strongest opposition, is because of themselves. Instead, you take an opportunity, you unite as a country. Let's go and bury the man, let's have a state funeral and whatever. What have you done? You started with the lies. No, Hakainde Hichilema, no, he has been poisoned. What? Now, Wakapokola, they are busy investigating these cases in South Africa. And some of you are jumping around to say, hey, Balefu Chitumbi, Imwe Chitumbi, Wanimana Kokowali Omuntu. Ufo ayokuli Chitumbi chakwa Lungu ni nani? Ufo ayokuli Chitumbi chakwa Lungu ni nani? But you busy trying to, the body. You are the people that created these stories. You said it that, he has been poisoned. And of course, you're talking about a former head of state. When you say he has been poisoned, you can't think that the police will sit back and let it go. No, they will investigate. By the way, he died in another country. So when you are saying Lungu was poisoned, you are equally, apportioning blame on the host country, South Africa. South Africa doesn't want to hold a history that Lungu was poisoned in their country. No. They need to clear that. When you make such allegations, the police want to investigate this. But when you are busy, no, Ichitumbi, to access the Chitumbi. These are stories that you created. And the people have to investigate. Mwakano kushika, no, Tasila, whatever. Tasila ended up losing a seat. We are not interested in cases. Meanwhile, you are losing property to the government. You are losing these cases. When you could have negotiated. How can you, do you think, Imwe, wherever you are, do you really think, whatever is happening to the Lungu family, do you think you are strengthening the opposition? Do you think you are strengthening the opposition? Do you think you are helping the Lungu family? Iwe Makebi Zulu, with what is happening with Balungu, with the Lungu family, do you think you are helping the Lungu family? Is this the wisest thing to do? No, the Lungu story. Lungu Alia, Takabwele. Lungu is dead. And I want to confirm to some of you who still doubt, to say, no, Lungu is dead. Lungu is dead. And he didn't die, Mufyama drugs, if you Mutsaba that, whatever. No, Balungu Badifwa. He's dead. Don't doubt that. And don't believe those people who bring up stories. No, he was shorty. Lungu died as a result of the operation that was being done. Pamukoshi. That's all. That's how he died. He died as a result of the operation that was being done. Investigations that are currently going on in South Africa, they are related to the allegations that were made by the very people that surrounded by Edgar Lungu. These are the investigations which are going on. Nothing to do with Hakainde Hichilema, nothing to do with UPND. You made allegations, and when you make such serious allegations in a foreign country especially, police would want to investigate. So these are the issues. So munapanga ma issues, you are always busy trying to accuse the UPND on issues that you yourselves initiated, you yourselves caused. That is a problem. And the contribution that I'm giving to the UPND is to, is to clarify on some of these matters. And I'm doing it wholeheartedly. I'm doing it wholeheartedly. I have been, if you like, forced into subjugation. I've been forced into subjugation. I'm supposed to be opposition. I'm supposed to be economic and equity president. But how am I going to fight without ammunition? How am I going to fight? No, I would rather surrender, even if I have to be a slave. Because, even in the past, what used to happen, when a country is conquered or a group is conquered, they would be taken and used as slaves. I want to live. I don't want to die. And I don't want to go into prison. I don't want. That is for sure. I don't want to go to prison. Not because I'm scared of prison. No, I'm not scared of prison. I want, if I have to go to prison, I want to go on a matter that is substantive, to say, yes, I committed a crime. Yes, I committed a crime. Not on cases that I have not committed. No. I will not be in prison. I will be suffering in my head. And bitterness will be built in me. I don't want that bitterness. I don't want to be in prison suffering on something that I believe that, I did not commit a crime. No, I don't want to go to prison when I know that I've not committed a crime. And the people know that I've not committed a crime. Even some of you, I'm ever survived. Hey, whatever you said, I've not committed a crime. I have not committed a crime to deserve to go to prison. I've not. And on that condition, how? I would rather be here. Now, this falsehood now monat opposition is weak. Now you are busy. You are now even, creating falsehoods on ECZ. You are creating falsehoods on ECZ. So that ngamwalusa mukatampokson termino kuri ECZ. You want, when you lose this election, which you have already lost, this election has already been lost. This election, there is no contest. President Hakainde Hichilema doesn't have a contender. He doesn't have a contender. He doesn't have, whether Mundubile, whether Nani, he doesn't have a contender. And I'm glad that Mama Chika Monica has seen it. We discussed this. And she also acknowledges to say, Nibachongololo. There is no contender. Let your hearts rest at peace. You don't have a contender. Hakainde Hichilema, he is not losing the next election. And the earlier you realize, the better. Because once you realize that, you will avoid unnecessary problems. You avoid unnecessary problems. You will make decisions that will help. You can take a course of action that can help. You can take the course of action that can help. But if you are going to be busy, no, lose my elections. They tell lose my elections. Now, he can't lose. Even if he doesn't want, he can't lose. Hilda, Cosmas, that you are talking too much. No, fishing of Indeko Hilda, Cosmas. Chilishan kanshi mweba nakashiwa hapa musimo upakuwa sungu. Havana yonatiwa Linda Hilda Cosmas. What I'm telling you, Linda Cosmas, it's the truth, my dear sister. It's the truth. Hakainde Hichilema is not losing an election. He is not losing. 2026 is not losing. So you can find a way of dealing. If you don't like Hakainde Hichilema, see what you can do. What you can do, you can help to strengthen the opposition, because that's the only thing that can be done at the moment. At the moment, if you are a political strategist, is to strengthen the opposition, is to find a way of working in such a way that you strengthen the opposition. That is the presidential. Apa pambi apa kuma MPs and whatever, there na ikosa. So if you want to, you want to excel in politics in Zambia at this point in time, forget about the presidency, because you can't beat Hakainde Hichilema. So if you want, the best that you can do is to set your base. How do you set your base? Banamikana batichawa ichi babinwe ompundu. Babinwe ompundu ngachako batumuli baume mlefwa life muma politics. If you want life, if you want a future in politics, babinwe ompundu for any constituency ya kwiminako. For any constituency ya kwiminako. Hari kalaba ufese echechi nugas. Bonse ba hari kalaba tetibe minina. Bonsaba. If they want a future in politics, look for a constituency where you can be elected. I'll tell you, even Brad Munduvide, I'll tell you, he would rather be, a member of parliament, at least to parliament. Ukuba outside an elected person, you are nothing. You are better off always, being inside. You are better off always being inside. So if you have a future, if you want a future in our politics in Zambia, my advice to you, be elected. Be elected as a mayor, be elected as a council chairperson, be elected as a MP, be elected as councillor. Be elected. Because when you are elected, you are part of government. You are part of government. When you are elected, you are part of government. And don't say, no. Hey, I'm a president. How can... No. You can be a president. You are even better off. For example, if Munduvile is MP, naona kwatanama MPs, Munduvile can emerge as leader of opposition. In the next election, Munduvile can emerge as leader of opposition. He can emerge as leader of opposition, and he can help whip his MPs, because I know Munduvile will have some MPs. I know that turns a group. My advice to you as Chilufya Tayali political strategist, Vatonse, Chris Zumanizimba, you are the Secretary General of that Tonse alliance. I can tell you, ignore the presidency. You are a political scientist. And you know that what I'm saying is true. Focus on strengthening the opposition. You don't have a life in this year's election. You don't have. This year's election is already gone. So the only thing that you can do is to strengthen the opposition. How do you strengthen the opposition? Number one, make sure that you have representation. It is useless to just be talking, hey, former president, hey, former Tonse. You don't have elected members. You don't have elected members. Instead of focusing on, putting money, presidential campaign, you would rather use those resources to get more representation in parliament. You are better off putting those resources, more of those resources in, being represented in parliament. But meanwhile, you are better off, putting those resources in, getting back into parliament. But the problem is, most of you can't even win. Even per constituency, you can't win. This is the problem with most of you. Most of you, president, now you can never be president, but it is an scapegoat. Now you can't win presidency, but politically, you can't even win. Binwell can't even win constituents. He can't. Binwell can't win constituents. I am actually very happy with Christopher Kangombe. Christopher Kangombe is intelligent. He has realized. Christopher Kangombe has gone back to the constituents and is busy working. Christopher Kangombe, vote for that young man. Vote for that young man. He's a progressive young man, a very good leader. Give him the support. Give him the vote. Give him the vote. By UPND na imwe, see people who are progressive. Allow them to continue. Don't go and challenge them. Don't be selfish. People like Christopher Kangombe, those you need to let them continue. Let them continue. They are progressive. They are progressive. So instead of focusing, hey, presidential, tapali tetimwigi, de tapali, uko talifie. And you think they are the fishing, even Brian, where you are, you know that what I'm saying is true. Brian Mundubiri, ukashinguluke charo chonse. Ukashinguluke charo chonse. Ukashinguluke charo chonse. The name that you have, Brian, Teku Yumfua. It's the name that I created on social media. It is a name that I created on social media. Ku ground kunshi kulia tabara kuishiva abantu. Tabara kuishiva. Your name has not become obliquitous yet. It is not everywhere. It is not a household name. And you know it. Wadishwa politics. Wadishwa politics. But what we saw, we know Mtuandi. No tunyere tufere twakuishiwa ngole endera tunyere twakuishiwa uyuni brand Mundubiri. Uyuni nani. But so far, not yet. You are far away. You are far away. So you are better off kumwekera kumporokoso. And the they give you campaign fully there. They give you back that seat. And you have other people coming in Tonse. They contest, they will win. I know if Chris Zumanizimba, you play your cards well, you can get a number of seats in parliament. You can get a number of seats. And from there, you can strengthen the opposition. You can strengthen the opposition, because if you are not in parliament, awa nishtapali chenu. So focus, kulia yambi, eva mayor, bu council chairperson, bu MP, bu ntwanikane, focus on that. Ignore the presidency. Mulekere nyaka inde ichine, mana pitakari. Mulekere nyaka inde ichine. And so, with that, stop creating now falsehood ECZ. ECZ. Don't discredit ECZ because of your weakness. You have seen you are weak. Now you want to discredit ECZ. ECZ, under the leadership of Vazaromes, I really appreciate them. I really applaud them. And trust me, Shilandiro koba kifinchi Vazaromes inshariamo Vazaromes. I've never even spoken to her or whatever. I was actually critical of Vazaromes. I was actually prejudiced of Vazaromes. But Lungu, Munganda Mumiago in Ibex, Balungu Balinjevere, he said, Because I was telling him to say, now, I was talking about how the possibility of us winning. Not number quizzes and chikavashan, monenifid quizzes. And Valungu told me, that woman is very credible. Valungu told me, Valungu told me that woman is credible. That woman is very reasonable. That is not a woman that can compromise. Haka in the mangari rushrama elections. Baraba Zaromes bade. Kutiba mueva. That's what Valungu told me. I said, we worked together, I think, on electoral reforms or something like that. I worked with her. I know the kind of woman that she is. And from that time, I stopped talking carelessly about her. Bamongala Zaromes. I stopped. And true to what Valungu said, Bamongala Zaromes and her team, they have done very well. Many times we have accused ECZ, but they have proved us wrong. On many occasions, we have been suspicious. Hey, whatever. But really, Bamongala Zaromes, if you know politics, if you know elections, you would applaud ECZ. Unless you don't know elections, unless you don't know politics. But that woman has been very good with her team, of course. You accuse these people. Immediately Bamongala Zaromes came in. What did they do? They embarked on continuous voter registration. They have never stopped. They have been registering voters, which is one of the critical responsibilities of ECZ. Registering voters. Very, very critical. Ukutwa fumoku, it was registering for as voters was just in certain times. Kuma elections, fidia whatever. But these, they continued. And you people accuse them to say, no, they are registering voters in UPND stronghold. At the end of the day, when the register came out, the tentative register came out, you very people, you were smiling, you are saying, we have more people in Lusaka, we have more people in the Copper Belt who have registered. Southern province has not registered so many, and yet you accuse them. And indeed, if ECZ was a machine for Aka in the Ichilema, what you assumed would have been the results, what would have come out from the voter registration. But because these people have been professional, what we thought would be the case, has not been the case. There are a number of issues that people have been coming up here, accusing ECZ, even in the elections. Hey, no, ECZ, whatever. But where you have been strong, you have won the elections. In Petauke, you won the elections. In Chawama, you won the elections. Where you have been strong, you have won elections. Especially Chawama. Chawama is a good testament, even Petauke, because Petauke was highly contentious. And yet, ECZ declared the winner there. In Twankane, Chawama, highly contentious. And yet, ECZ declared the winner there. So how can you now start insinuating to say, no, ECZ wants to come and announce Haka in the Ichilema as the winner, when there is no opposition? If you want to win this election, focus on yourselves. Not maligning ECZ. Leave ECZ to do their part. ECZ has demonstrated that if you are good, you are able to win an election. If you are good, you are able to win an election. They have demonstrated that. So why do we want to create this falsehood against ECZ, against the persons of the ECZ commissioners. Why? Now, I think let's avoid that. Objectively speaking, speaking as a patriot, we need to leave ECZ out of our politics, because it is not ECZ that has weakened the opposition. ECZ has been there to facilitate elections, and where the opposition has been strong, ECZ has not failed to announce the elections. They have announced it. So why are we so much bent on maligning ECZ? No, let's focus on ourselves. Then, so you are creating this issue on the ballot papers. No, ballot papers, they have removed the stamp. Some of you have never even voted. You don't even know the process of voting. You don't know. Most of you people who are talking about stamping, making an issue of stamping the ballot papers, you have never voted, or you don't understand the process of voting. You don't understand, the verification of votes. You don't understand. You don't. Because if you do, you would realize that stamp means nothing. So I'm surprised when I'm seeing so many people making issue on the stamp. You don't understand. I want to run you here what happens when you go to vote. I want to tell you, and I want you to listen very well. Follow me step by step. For starters, you cannot vote if you are not registered. That is the first thing. That is number one. You have to register as a voter for you to vote. Right now, ECZ have done the registration and they are doing verifications. Make sure you verify that you are a voter. It starts from there. Make sure you verify that you are a voter. Make sure. There are platforms where you can verify whether you are a voter or not. And of course, one who did not go to a registering center, you cannot be talking about verification now. You must have had gone to a center to register. So if you register to vote, then you can verify now. It is time for you to verify. There is an online platform, there is a link for ECZ, please somebody type it in can you copy that link and post it in the comments so that people can see. You can verify online. You don't have to go anywhere. Even myself who is here, I did verify that I'm a voter. And in your verification, you must be able to check that your names are corresponding to the NRC. You must make sure that the names which are on in the database of ECZ, the names are corresponding to the names that are on your NRC. Make sure. And then as you are doing that, the other thing that you need to make sure is your polling station where you are going to vote from. The common practice is that you vote where you are registered. You don't just go and vote from nowhere. Like Mudoro. Mudoro thinks he can vote in South Africa. No. You have to go and register within Zambia at a polling station. You register. When you register, now you are doing verification. Make sure your name corresponds to your NRC. The next thing, make sure you know where you are going to vote from. The polling station. Which polling station do you belong to? These are very critical. Your name and your polling station, very, very critical. Very critical. Of course, there are situations when you can, if you, at the time of voting, you are in another city, you have got reasons, you can approach ECZ, they can allow you to verify. They can allow you to verify. So make sure you verify. So if you are a good candidate, you candidates who want votes, this is the kind of messaging that you should be telling your people. Make sure you tell your people that they have verified their details with ECZ, that they can vote for you. This is the message that should be going on with all of you candidates. Don't waste the time. Hakainde Ichinema, hey, UPND, hey, whatever. If you are a good candidate, I'm telling you already by now, you would be counting how many votes you are going to have. Because you would have a long list of people that are going to vote for you. And you would make sure that these people, they are verified, they are voters. You would do that. You would do that. So, verification. Ngomuachita verify. On the day of voting, you go to the polling station where you are registered. Where you are registered. You go to the polling station where you are registered. When you arrive at a polling station, I want you to understand that stamp has got no use, it's useless. But I want you to understand, for you to know that it is useless, you need to understand what happens when you go to a polling station to vote. When you arrive at a polling station, you queue up. When you reach after you will present your NRC and your voter's card. Your NRC and your voter's card. You must have a voter's card, by the way. You are verified, you are verify, but make sure you also have the voter's card. After online whatever, make sure you go and get your voter's card. Make sure you get your voter's card. So at the polling station, what you present is your voter's card and NRC at the polling station where you are registered to vote. When you give the electoral agent, you give them these two things, voter's card, NRC. When you give them, they announce, Barachita announce. There are people there who are called electoral monitors. And these electoral monitors, they come from different sections of society. Palawama NGO, Palawama ama political parties, Palawama international observers, they are there. And once you put in, you mention your name, there is a book, a voter's register for that polling station. For that polling station. And these electoral agents, the monitors, they have that book. They have that book. They will go and check that you are registered. They will check in that book. Your name will be announced. Somebody will check your name, and if everything is correct, they will mention, and they will say it. Chilufya Tayali, actually they start with Tayali Chilufya, voter number, whatever, because the voter's card has got a unique number. Voter, whatever, on page, whatever. And everybody sees you are a registered voter. Nishiapita number one, wapita first stage. Bakwiteshina, they check in the book, and when they check in the book, they check even your voter's card number. A unique voter's card number. Once everybody has seen, yes, you are there in the book. You are a registered voter, verified. That is when you proceed to be given the ballot papers. Now, the ballot papers, yafumamui buku. Ma ballot papers yafumamui buku. The ballot papers, they are in a book, and those books are serialized. They have got unique numbers. So in a book, there may be 100 ballot papers, and all those ballot papers are serialized. And that serial number, the serial numbers is what really authenticates your vote, the serial number. Because on one serial number will go on the ballot paper that you are given. The other number remains in the book. That is really what matters in a ballot paper. That is what matters. It's a serial number. The serial number is unique. The serial number is unique. Of course, the one who is giving you a ballot papers, that is when they stamp, before they give you, they stamp behind. Then you proceed to go and vote, and you throw in the ballot box. Now, they have removed that issue of stamping, they have removed. Because the stamp that you are insisting, it is not a seal that is unique. It is not a seal that is unique. It is just a stamp. And I'm a stamp, I'm a date stamp. Date stamp, no. It is not even that seal. It is just a date stamp. If really or a government wants to rig, are you telling me they can fail to make a stamp? Or you think they can fail? Because that stamp means nothing. It means nothing. It means nothing. That is the colonial way of voting. These days I must stamp. I mean, within 10 minutes, I can have a stamp. Within 10 minutes. How many people are making a stamps? How many? Mukairo Road, how many? Mu Street, how many people are making a stamps? So if really I want to steal, are you telling me a stamp will be an issue? Are you telling me stamp will be an issue? I can go and make it Mu Street and knock which stamp. No, by it's because you don't understand elections. You don't understand elections. You don't know what's to follow. What's to follow is to make sure that the ballot paper that you are being given, they are the ballot papers that are printed by ECZ. They have the candidates. They are original. And they must have a serial number. A serial number coming from a book. That is what matters. Even where there are electoral disputes, what they follow, however, to recount, they will check, let them have a book. These are the books that you used. Okay, 001. Where is the ballot paper 001? Here it is. 002. Here it is. 003. Here it is. They don't check the stamp. They don't take the stamp. And I'm talking about a recount. Now, what has been happening because of the colonial way is that ballot papers which are not stamped sometimes, because sometimes that one who is giving ballot papers, they forget to stamp. Now, when they forget to stamp, because the electoral code now says that it must be stamped, some of them they are rejected as they are taken as the reject ballot papers. Because it is not stamped, because somebody has forgotten to stamp, they are considered as rejected ballot papers. Because somebody forgot to, even now vote, I will win. But because we don't watch Lakupela, and some of these people, they don't know, didn't stamp it, they will say rejected vote. Rejected vote. That's why you have so many rejected votes. It is the result of sometimes people forgetting to stamp. Then what is the importance of GRZ stamp? I'm sure this is what I'm explaining. I'm sure. Be truthful, my guy. Next, you agree to remove the mule umfua, listen at nafi mwanza ubukopo ndero ndololapa. Ida stamp is not unique. Ida stamp can be made in the street. If really it is about rigging, what matters is the serial number. That is what matters, the serial number of the ballot paper. That's what matters, not your stamp. Stamp can be anything. That stamp is nothing. It is nothing. I mean, kwa divana AI. Kwa divana AI, later you have my headed paper. Akari tolevati. Tairi pali headed paper. It's not on headed paper. Now this time, headed paper can make it in 2 minutes. 2 minutes up napanga headed paper. The stamp this time, nama stamp napa online epo fiaba. Even signing epo fiaba. But stamp fiaba puba tapani for me. Wuko pofia mulechita. Wuko pofia. It is useless. That's why we have so many rejected ballot papers. Because, you know, sometimes this guy will forget. So, be reasonable. Focus on campaigning. Focus on strengthening yourselves. Not mule lakana ECZ. ECZ is not your opponent. And so far they are doing very good. If you are strong, I can tell you, even if ECZ doesn't want to declare you winner, they will have no choice. Some of us know of situations where fiashupa na fishupa batema votsi abantu na vota. President talefwayo kufumapo, but fiashupa fi ECZ na beshorokishatu uyu president atolefwaya. But I mean, they have no choice but to announce that, no, this is the winner. If you have got votes, if you have got strong support, not even ECZ will stop you from winning an election. Not even ECZ will stop you. So stop wasting time quarreling with ECZ. Strengthen yourself. That is what you should strengthen, you should do. At the moment, fight to have more voters. I don't know. I mean, some of you think at Ama votes, yes, Ama votes you can even count. You should be able to project Ama votes Ukakwatam constituents. You should be able to project. If you are not able to project, then you haven't done a good homework. If you have done a good homework, you should be able to project to say, Umumu constituents in Kakwata Mama votes so much. How do you do that? You need to pay me to help you. But I can tell you that you can project how many votes you are going to get. And quarreling with ECZ will not help you. I think in Alondolola, mwebale fuefya kuipusha, kuchimwa ipusha number, you can call in. I think I've explained, I've done my best to explain about this. Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord of mercy and compassion. Hey, ECZ. Stop quarreling with ECZ. Stop wasting your time. ECZ is not your opponent. Focus on the voters. ECZ is doing very well. Verification. Tell your people. Let them verify. It's time for verification. Make sure that your people in your constituency, in your ward, in your whatever district, make sure that people are verified. That is what will turn into votes. Mwinaposa finchita, hey no, mlilandra ndafena abantu. be technical. Ama elections, they have got a technical aspect. You know, ama politics, and for you to eventually become a victor, you must consider maybe 3 things. I can put it 3 things. Number 1, your messaging. What is it that you are standing? Have something that is unique to you. This is mine. It's me. Brand yourself. Like Avena Mampa. I like Mampa because Mampa is doing what? At Jumbo Irire. He's branding himself. That is his brand, Jumbo Irire. Uyunan Kane, Bikiron. Bikiron. Sipalo, Thomas Sipalo, Kumunari. Tiko Sesa. He has branded himself. Number 2, have a team. Have a team to work with. Number 3, know who are really your voters. Know them. Hello?
Hello.
Precious.
Yes, how are you?
Fine. Precious. Thank you very much for calling.
For what? Thank you very much for what?
Precious, na iwe.
But let me contribute.
Contribute one.
So what I want to contribute, I'm happy that you are saying you want to be a good leader. And you want to be controlling your emotions. But again, I can love to see that you stand for justice. You are talking about there is no opposition, right? But now I can love to see that you ask the question to this government by UPND to say, why are they not instructing my judges to pass the judgment on the issue of patriotic funds? Why are they not giving the judgment? Why are they delaying, even when they know that we are going towards elections? So that one, it's a sign to show that them now, they want to destroy democracy because they know PF is an anchor party. So they don't want to be defeated. They know that these other small parties cannot defeat them. So their fear now is PF, not anything else. So if you can stand for justice, and in fact the president himself is the one who was supposed to be concerned to say, no, this case, it has taken too long. You know, we are going toward elections. Zambia is a democratic nation, but why are they failing to say that they should give judgment?
Precious.
Yes.
Stay with me on the line, and let us reason. Let us just speak nicely. So, right now, even you, Precious, when you talk about the judgments, which cases are you talking about? Can you mention which names? Who is representing PF?
I'm talking about
which one?
No, PF Barungu died as a leader of patriotic. Even him, the president knows.
Okay,
so why is he allowing Ivachavinga, which is those things which he keeps on doing?
You are talking about judgments. I'm asking you about cases. Which cases?
No, I'm talking about the case for the papers, which they keep on saying.
And who is involved?
Which
who is involved? Who is involved?
The one who is involved is by UPND. Even
no.
Because as the president...
No, Vera, Precious. Vera question Yanga. Vera question. Let me say this. You know, even just with him, first of all, I want to make this statement to you, Precious, and to the people that are listening. Number one, Precious, Muma politics, there is no justice. That is number one. If you are in politics, my dear, it is about who has got power. Muma politics is about who has got power.
Sorry. Let me attend to my baby.
Okay,
I'll go back later.
Please, okay.
Yes.
So, just speaking on what Precious was talking about, number one, Muila ibe pama politics at justice. There is nowhere in the world where you talk about justice in politics. Takwaba. Muila ibe, but don't cheat yourself. It is who has power. When you have got power, vintu vizaku endera buino. They say when you have power, when you have political power, the law will work for you. Listen to this. When you have political power, the law will work for you. When you have money, the law is affordable. These are realities. When you have political power, the law will work for you. When my mother has called. My mother is on my program. Hey, freeze everybody. Freeze everybody. Everybody stand still. Pamene Muniri won't say, everyone stand still and listen to my mother. My mother has called on the program. Yeah. Hey. Even. Sit up, all of you. Please go ahead, ma'am. Take over.
My son.
I'm listening. Yes.
The truth will always hate people, Mananga. People will always be hated because right now we are talking the truth. The whole thing is people don't understand them. They always wanted to take the side. And yet you are saying yourself, let us point where bad is bad, where good is good. Now, Precious is saying UPND is frightened of PF. Which PF is UPND frightened of?
Very good. Good question.
Because themselves, they have shown the nation they are disorganized. Where is the respect PF is showing us? Our former president, a man who was once respected. They live in the mortuary. They come and they say they want to take off, they want to be leaders. And they, without any shame, they say he was the leader of PF. Now they don't even want to honor him, to give him a respect for their arguing over his burial. Sunny, tomorrow I die. Are you going to argue with the people outside to say no? Unless the people do this, I'll bury my mother.
Imagine.
Will people respect you?
Imagine.
Now, I want them to understand you. You are not supporting Bahakainde, you are not supporting UPND. You are just saying, my nation is my nation. Let me stand for the truth. You are not supporting Bahakainde, you are not supporting UPND. You are just saying, my nation is my nation. Let me stand for the truth. I don't know why can't they understand your trajectory that you love Zambia and they want the truth to be followed. Please, Tayali, can you educate the Zambians? We are still in this dark about the politics. You love Zambia and they want the truth to be followed. Please, can you educate the Zambians? We are still in this dark about the politics. You are my son. You are a seasoned child of Mrs. Mayanda. Can you tell the truth to the let them follow the truth, not justify because of money they are paid. We are not after money, my son, we are not after money, we are after the truth. Yes. We are not after money, my son, we are not after money, we are after the truth. Yes. I end there, my son.
Thank you.
I love you for the way you talk the truth. You are real, my blood.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah.
I ain't there, my son. Thank you. Thank you for the way you talk the truth. You are real, my blood. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. I ain't there, my son. Thank you. Thank you for the way you talk the truth. You are real, my blood.
Okay. So I want to I want to respond to Precious's issue. Precious, I know you are calling, but please listen to my explanation first of all. The first thing is that in politics, don't cheat yourself that you get justice. Forget it. Forget it. I'm not trying to advocate for lawlessness, no. But let me tell you, this rule of law, what? In politics, it's about where you are. It's about where you are. It's about the influence, the power that you have. Or if you don't have the power, be connected to the powers that be. In politics, in politics, not to kuivepa, no, what? Politics, in politics, if you are in power, in politics, the law works for you. The law works for you. Don't be cheated. Don't be cheated. The law will work for you. If you have money, the law is manageable. If you have money, the law is manageable, it's affordable. The law is affordable. You can buy the law. You can buy. That is why you see some of these big guys, they are accused of so much crime, and at the end of the day, they just pay so much and they walk free. When you have money, the law is manageable. The law is affordable. You have seen it. So many people, so many rich people, they don't go to jail. They buy themselves out. Not those who are politically tainted. No. I'm talking about people, businessmen. You don't see them going to prison. No. You don't see them going to prison. They buy themselves out. But if you are poor, if you are like me, the law is for you. The law is for you. If you are poor, the law is for you. So when you're talking about politics, you can't talk about, no, hey, let there be justice. Let there be justice. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. Now, coming to PF. When you look at PF, ama cases ya Dambileko. First of all, we had cases where Mao Sampa took PF. And he was taken to court to say, no, your convention is not legal, blah, 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 blah. Mao Sampa futi mlamwine futi Mao Sampa fia pena futi na Chavinga. Mao Sampa is going back this way. Then PF itself is divided. Munduvira is part of the litigations, by the way. But Munduvira right now is not. They are saying, Munduvira, you are expelled. Given Lubinda is turning his side. Makebi is on this side. So there is a confusion. Even when you're talking about PF, no, they should give a judgment. Who? Judgment to which PF? Judgment to which PF? Judgment to which PF? Because, I was told by my brother, late Judge, that he told me that in giving judgments, you also have to be wise. It is not just looking at the law. You must also apply wisdom. So when you apply wisdom today, if there is any judgment to be given to PF, the question is, which PF? Which PF? Which PF is going to receive the judgment? Which PF? Which PF are you talking about? When you say, no, PF, which PF? PF is scattered. It's scattered. It's total confusion. So that issue of talking about, no, let them judgment. Precious, which PF? Which PF? Everyone is claiming, hey, I'm PF. Even Chilufya, I'm PF. Mundubire, I'm PF. Mao Sampa, I'm PF. Chavinga, I'm PF. Which PF? Which PF? It is a confusion. It is a confusion. So, instead of talking about the courts, PF would have done well to unite itself, to remain a formidable party. Right now, there is no PF. There is no PF, even if you don't talk about the judgments, you don't. They are all scattered. So there is no PF really to talk about. There is no PF to talk about. It's a sheer waste of time. It's a sheer waste of time. And to say no, Hakainde Hichilema should tell the judges. I mean, Hakainde Hichilema cannot do that. Cannot do that. Hakainde Hichilema. That's why we talk about separation of powers. That's why we talk about separation of powers. So you cannot bring in Hakainde Hichilema. But the problem that we have, like precious problem, you have got such seated hatred for Hakainde Hichilema. Precious, you have got such seated hatred against Hakainde Hichilema. You hate the man. Even when you talk, even when I'm talking about something, I'm talking about Tuputura Tuawantu, you will come, hey, Hakainde Hichilema, hey, Hakainde Hichilema. Why? Why, Precious? Why do you always bring in Hakainde Hichilema? Why? To the party ECZ. No, why is Hakainde Hichilema not telling the judges? And yet, no, Hakainde Hichilema is controlling judges. You turn around yourselves and accuse Hakainde Hichilema. Why do you always bring in Hakainde Hichilema? No. These problems, they are not with Hakainde Hichilema. Spare Hakainde Hichilema out of this. Not he is not giving judgment. Chirishani. Fiance vini Hakainde Hichilema. Fiance vini Hakainde Hichilema. Chabashani mwe. Wabakwatari kuperefumoro wakusha. Like you are in a relationship. Yero wakusha Hakainde Hichilema. Chabashani. Nangwari kukana. Auna you wachira we. Hello?
Hello.
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 Yes.
Yes, Brother Tayali.
Yes.
Before I say anything, let me say congratulations.
For?
Mdara Mulibakari. I saw you, Mujira. I saw some of the people were thinking that you are suffering, but Mulibakari. Then coming to, let me help you to answer Precious. The enemy of PF, Niwa PF, they've destroyed themselves. Sometimes we tend to wonder that Nauma politics mwari wakavundura. Because you can't imagine the way they are attacking themselves. Uyu, Anyanta, Uyu, insulting this one. So the best thing they have to do before they accuse anybody of anything, let them unite among themselves. Or else, PF up to 2027, there will be no PF to talk about. Otherwise, you've tried to give them guidance. Now the problem is that they don't listen. They will be the only one to blame. So otherwise, thank you very much for the advice you are giving to the nation at large and the PF brothers. Thank you.
Thank you. And I don't want to lose today's main theme. Today's main theme is, please let us spare ECZ. Let us spare ECZ. Stop quarreling with ECZ. Stop creating falsehood against ECZ. ECZ is not your opponent. ECZ is only there to facilitate you in your elections. And if you do your homework, you can win an election. And my advice tonight is that those of you who are agitating for presidency is already gone. You are better off going lower. Stand as a mayor. Stand as a council chairperson. Stand as an MP. Stand as a councillor. You are better off. At least you have legitimacy. You have legitimacy. Not to kupepesha yo. Mtualusa. No, ECZ. No, I don't know why some of you, I mean, it's like, what is happening? You know, I shudder I hate to look at what is happening in Uganda. You know, this guy at Bobby Wine. This guy, he can't even field in MPs throughout the country. He can't. Bobby Wines, you know, the West, because this is what happens. The West afterwards, they even create stories. Hey, no, hey, whatever. The BBC will be there running. Hey, this one lost it. Hey, whatever. I mean, let's be realistic. If you are weak, you are weak. Some of you have been saying this, this Bobby Wine, because they support Bobby Wine. They are making Bobby Wine, but Bobby Wine is not a politician. He's not a politician. The guy is not a politician. He's an artist. He's a performer. That is the best that Bobby Wine can do. And I have to talk about this because really, I get infuriated seeing, these people talking about elections. Hey, they rigged the election. Hey, Museveni rigged the election. What rigging? You are nobody. You are just, even the votes that you get, it's because of your popularity as a musician. As a musician. And even you, the West, even you, the West. I mean, the money that you give to Bobby Wine, if really Bobby Wine was a politician, he would have caused havoc in Uganda. Now he goes with a helmet, with a bulletproof vest at that is campaign. That is opposition. Bobby Wine does not field in members of parliament throughout the country. He doesn't. How can you think that he's going to win an election? The guy is not a politician. Bobby Wine is not a politician. Bobby Wine is an artist. And the problem, some of these artists, you think that the popularity that you have, Munyimbo, you think it can translate into votes. I have seen even in Zambia. And this is not against anyone. You should differentiate the popularity that you get as a social entertainer. Is totally different when it comes to votes as a politician. If you look at some of our artists in Zambia, on social media they have got huge followings, far much better than the politician. But don't be fooled that those numbers can translate into votes just like that. No. Mukadawa, some of you, my entertainers who are trying to, get into politics, Mukadawa, you will see politics they have. And this is what the Westerners are busy trying to prop up whatever. Hey, Bobby Wine. And I'm talking about this because I know at some point after Ngamwalusama elections, when you lose elections, you will start coming out accusing ECZ, accusing Hakainde Hichilema. When you have lost this election, even before we get into the elections, you have lost. There is no one that can meaningfully give contention to Hakainde Hichilema. There is no one. And you don't even have the time. You don't even have the time to do it. You don't. And you are disorganized. You don't even have strategy. Also, Mishamo, just because at your Mulivanandi, the Mishamo. But really, if I were to start criticizing you, Ngandabi Puisha. So you should be grateful that some of you are my friends. But otherwise, there is no opposition. And because there is no opposition, because it's weak, don't now start creating stories against ECZ. I'm against that. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, Precious.
Hello? Yes, I'm back. My baby guy was making noise there. So I want to respond to these two callers, the madam who called you and also the one who's from talking right now. can you stop saying PF is dead? And there is no confusion in PF. I want to make this clear to all of them, because you are trying to mislead the people of Zambia. The people who are bringing confusion, it is by UPND. Even you know. And most of the people always support by UPND, they are Tongas. So when we say that you people, you are tribalism, you think like we are lying. Most of the people who come on your platform here to talk about defending the president, why are they failing to tell the president to arrest the criminals who was gassing? They keep on saying PF is dead, but the same by UPND, they were saying but PF, they're the one who was killing. But PF, they are criminals. But why are they failing to advise the president to say, can you please arrest the instructive officers to arrest the criminals who was gassing and who painted bad picture in PF? Who painted bad picture in PF? If it was the PF who was gassing, how come they are failing to arrest the same gassers? And they think we are fools. So when we tell you, you should not start again fooling us to say PF is dead, they are disorganized. Disorganized how? It is you people, by UPND, you are the one bringing confusion by trying to use Vachavinga. You think the whole world, they are fools. They are saying the president is the one who's supposed to bring peace and unity. He's the one who's supposed to order those people there to say no nation. So this case, it has taken long. You know very well that Chavinga is not even a leader of Patriotic Front. Lungu died as the president of Patriotic Front. Where did this Chavinga come from? Whether it was Mamau Sampa who brought confusion, but Mamau Sampa, he has already distanced himself from this. So why do they keep on fooling the nation? They think everyone is a fool. So please, Mr. Tayali, you should learn to tell them the truth. Tell them PF is intact and Mamakebi Zulu is going to expose them. Wait and see. Through ECL's wishes, you are going to be exposed, all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Makebi Zulu is going to expose all of us. Makebi Zulu. Makebi Zulu. Makebi Zulu, that is an infant in politics. He thinks he knows politics, but he's just an infant. He's just an infant. Suckling milk. Makebi Zulu. Makebi Zulu is not a politician. Makebi Zulu is not a politician. Imwe ati, oh, Mchima fired. Hey, good news, breaking news. Honorable Mchima fired. Hello?
Yes, President Tayali, how are you?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. President Tayali, I just want to disagree with you, like by saying, no, we shouldn't accuse the issues that are talking about it. President Tayali, you have vast experience in politics. And the municipal witness, I think I'm a general election. And you know that what make a ballot paper to be official, it's the stamp.
How does the stamp make it official? How?
Okay, President Tayali, I'll give you a placard example.
Okay, for example, let me ask you this question. So suppose I print my ballot paper. I print my ballot paper in it because I can make a ballot paper now. I print that. I can make it. Authentic. Then Nana Pakatondo. Nana Pakatondo. I don't even have to go to Katondo. Katondo, let me not discredit Katondo. Nayapa street. Napangisha stamp. Ballot stamp here ECZ. Polling station Navika. Naistana stamp. Does that authenticate that ballot? Yeah? Because I can make it.
So, how are you? Yes, if you have done like that. Now, how are you going to remove that ballot paper in that, let's say, in the classroom? Because people are watching you.
No, listen, we are talking about, I can do it because what you are trying to come up, you are trying to insinuate rigging. You are trying to insinuate rigging. So, if really I want, we can print many ballot papers, and we go to a street, and we even stamp them. We can make a stamp. You agree with me? We can make a stamp, isn't it?
Yes, I agree with you very much.
And then we twatsa stamp twabika na motoka nokuyatwala kulika ballot kulika polling station akamumpanga where abantu tabayishi banafinshi twayengisha muno kuyengisha Chilufya Tayali ama vote side ngawa baisa bati ati tumone na vote side ama nankane yale moneka yali print wafe wino na ma stamp opo yali. Would that be okay?
Okay, so President Tayali, I really appreciate for your example, but the example you have given me is illogical in the sense that each and every polling station, there are police officers and there are different political parties there.
Don't waste my time. Don't talk about our police. Don't waste my time. Nakupapataka hiyo. Wintola mkweshi wanile ntino. Kwa mukanda bali wakapokola. What are you talking about? Don't be cheated. Stamp can be made. Ballot papers can be made. What authenticates your ballots? It is those books which are printed. When they are coming, all of them are serialized. They have got a trail from the time that they were printed. Then they are brought into the country. There is a trail. That is what authenticates. It's the serial number. You talk about the ballot papers. It is that trail from where they were printed, when they are brought into the country, until when they are taken to the polling station. But if you talk about a stamp can be made from a street. A ballot paper can be printed. But those which you make, the fake ones, even if they go into the ballot box, when you start, if there is a recount, they will not have that trail. It is the trail of printing those ballot papers. That is what makes the ballot paper authentic. This is why you have ballot papers being printed outside Zambia in a very secured place. What they secure is to make sure that there is no duplicity. That is the issue. They make sure that there is no duplicity. There is that trail. That is why, we have printers, government printers, and other printing companies in Zambia. Why they don't print ballot papers? Number one, it is that security to ensure that each ballot is not duplicated. That is very, very important. Very, very important. Not a stamp. A stamp can be gotten from the street. From the street, you can make it and you can stamp. Hello?
Oh.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes. Yes, sir.
The panga pick up all up. Abantu abaleta climate ikainde rig election whatsoever. Bushe bale tontonka yashani ikainde rig election against who?
Imagine.
To rig against who?
Imagine that.
Okay, I've ended that there.
Imagine. Hey, you rig. Why do you want to discredit the election?
Good evening, Mr. Tayali.
Good evening.
Yeah, let me start by congratulating you. Hello?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Tayali, it's quite surprising that up to this far you are still campaigning for the UPND government, even when it is obvious that they are not recognizing your effort, they will not pardon you so that you go back home. It's quite sad, and it has come to a point where, because you want to go back home, so you support everything.
Vera, wait a minute. When you talk about the relationship between me and UPND, you don't know. Do you really know what is the relationship between me and UPND? Do you? Can you really
I know the relationship between you and the UPND. It's simple, it's obvious. Let me tell you the relationship according to you and according to what you have just been talking about.
Listen, you are only making assumptions. You don't know my relationship.
Just from hearing you, Mr. Tayali, can I make my submission?
No. Even from listening to me, are you sure you know? I'll give you all the details. Are you sure you know? I'll give you. If I was talking to Hakainde Ichinema, I'll come and tell you. Hakainde Ichinema, I was telling Hakainde Ichinema told me. Do you think I'm that foolish? Do you think I'm that foolish?
No, Mr. Tayali, Mr. Tayali.
Wait. I am here. Have you seen my life? Have you seen my life? Have you seen my life? Did you see that I'm suffering here?
This is the problem. You have started this program.
No, but because you are talking nonsense. You are talking nonsense. You are making assumptions that you know my relationship. Shimona Kobati, you know my relationship with my wife.
Can I tell you what I know so far, Mr. Tayali?
What do you know? Okay, tell me what you know. Tell me what you know.
I know that you have joined the UPND because you are suffering where you are. So you want the UPND.
That is not true. That is wait. So what you know that I'm suffering? I'm asking you. Do you think that I'm suffering here? Look at me. Am I suffering?
I think you are suffering.
You think. Right now, I've got my wife, my children. They are sleeping. My children have been coming here back and forth. Don't you see them? Do you know how much an air ticket costs to come to Malaysia? But they have been coming back and forth. This house where I live, do you know how much I pay? I even bought a car. I bought a car last week. You know how much it costs. Have you bought a car where you are yourself? Can you even afford to buy a car? Not even your Congo. I bought a car for cash. And here you are saying, I know that you are suffering. Si unaona na kuina. Na mbovu ziliko. Retract that one today. I'm suffering. Retract that I'm suffering. I'm not going to allow you to go on. Retract that I'm suffering because that is insulting me. I'm not suffering. I'm not suffering. I am living very well.
I withdraw, Mr. Tayali. I withdraw my statement.
I'm not suffering.
My statement that you're suffering. But then I think I should urge you to stop, misinforming the people of Zambia, because you are the first person to say, I used to live in a big house, but look at where I'm living. I used to live like that in Zambia.
Wait. When I say I am living now, the house I live in is a 2-bedroomed house. It is in a condo, okay? Where I was living, my house in Zambia was 5-bedroomed house with a very big yard. I used to grow vegetables and everything. But now, if you compare, I'm simply comparing. By the fact that I say I had a big house, I had a big car, does it mean that I'm suffering here? Does it mean that I'm suffering?
Okay,
I'm simply comparing.
Let me just conclude, Mr. Tayali.
Stop speaking assumptions. Stop speaking assumptions.
Okay, I'm not going to talk. Let me not,
you are saying I'm misleading Zambians. Tell me, where am I misleading Zambians? Tell me.
What?
Tell me, you are saying I am misleading Zambians. Tell me where I'm misleading Zambians.
No, you have been misleading Zambians. First of all, starting with the economy, you are saying the UPND government has done so much. All those things, they are not there. They are not there because if you talk about the economy and the UPND improving the economy, the inflation, coming down, you will see from the price of unga. But the price of unga is going up and up and up. And you are busy talking about, the UPND government has done this and done that. And when you talk about, for example, what is obvious that the UPND government has done is free education. The UPND government has brought free education, but where does it get this money? For example, the PF could not come up with free education because they were busy building the country, the infrastructure development, the schools, the airports, the hospitals that they built. All that money was going to those infrastructure development. Today, the UPND government has done absolutely nothing, and I wonder someone that would say the UPND is doing something. I really wonder. I really don't get these guys. Because the UPND has done absolutely nothing apart from saying kwenyu. That is the only thing that they know to say. And look at what is their kwenyu. Look at what is their kwenyu. Their kwenyu is free education, social cash transfer. That is those things that they are talking about. And today, Akainde is going to win just because the opposition is disorganized. But really, if there was an opposition, Akainde kuyaveveri. Truly, so
thank you.
You keep on campaigning, but the third part.
Yeah, so Vera.
Up to this far, Mr. Tayali, if really the UPND government was recognizing your effort, maybe they would have called you home. But I think you are exacting your effort for nothing. I think so.
Vera, speak for what you know, and what you know is that no, UPND has done nothing and whatever. I will respect. That is your opinion. That one, I will respect
which
you.
Opinion is that? This is what is on the ground. Which opinion? That is not an opinion.
Anyway, Zikombo, that is not an opinion. Futi Wamboka, Ushusha. There are other people that will tell you otherwise. Hello? Hello? And when you broke, you start crying on social media. Even you don't go broke. Being broke is normal. But when you go broke today, you cannot have money every time. Even in the GBM warapia. GBM unapia. Even rich people, they get broke. It's not all the time that you have money in your pocket. Sometimes you go broke. But by the fact that I don't have money today, it doesn't mean that I am a pauper. No. It doesn't mean that nachula. We can survive. Anyway, hello?
Hello, good evening, Mr. Tayali.
Good evening.
Yes. Mr. Tayali, I wanted to pick on something. Yomachirala and their stamp yoyaba ECZ.
Yes.
I think you have explained it very well. Myself, I'm speaking from experience because I happen to have been an electoral officer before. Because when they give you a book of ballot papers, it has got numbers. It's the same as a receipt book. It has got the numbers, receipt number 1, 2, 3. The same way the serial numbers for the ballot papers are. So they are in sequence. So it's actually the serial number that acts as a security, as an authentic security feature on that ballot, and not the stamp. The stamp, it just shows that that person who was issuing you with the ballot was present, was working. Otherwise, if it.
Okay. Hello? I lost that. Hello? Hello?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Hey.
Yeah, just my contribution on the same program. Maybe I might start with where you said of these guys that are not trying to help the family who are now suffering into South Africa, where they said because one of them who accused the government to maybe Mr. Lungu to die out of poisoning was Mr. Nakachinda. But I said no, because I think his death was in an unclear circumstance. But these are the people who would have at least helped the family to get healed, or maybe to even reconcile with the family. I mean, with the government. But they are the ones who are still been adding salt on the wound. Look at how the cases that they are losing, like you are saying. At least right now, they would have even sorted out some few things where some cases maybe would have been done away with it. But now they are still adding on those cases, and moreover, they are in a foreign country where the person who died from there is accused of being poisoned, and moreover, make it worse. That person is a former head of state. So the government there, they want to be clear, so that at least the world knows how the president died, the former president died from there.
Yeah, sure. Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello? What's up, boy?
Bueno,
Bueno,
bunch.
Dad.
Yeah, bueno,
Hello?
bunch.
Bueno. Ava vantu vevakamba okay vari chabe na hatred chekwasira davadawezi mukamvera chekuri vevakamba itovekera kuti na direction varibe vangokamba cheche kambe kanze vabwira chemutu vakambati va-HH ndi vareta confusion MPF va-HH vari va-MPF vareta bwanji confusion MPF va-UPND vangena mobwanji confusion yavo veka vangoyambana veka.
Yeah, sure.
So vintu vinango vantu venango vari chabe na hatred chekwasira ima vaveja kuti muntu wese wezochetekera kuti azachita vintu vabwino abo achita vintu vabwino kuchira iwe chambokuva manje ufuna uchite confuse manje vantu kuti vamuone tuja muntu noipa vantu vezokambati vaichechi niwoipa mutima mukavoteva zakuvotisani vavotisa vandani vintu vonse zvioneka zvevachita.
Sure. Zikomo mwana.
Okay, zikomo.
Zikomo. Anyway, the point is, I think the point is what I wanted to emphasize today is that don't put ECZ as your opponent. Come up with strategies on how you can win an election. ECZ is just there to run elections, to conduct elections. And once you win, ECZ will declare you winner. Like they did in Petauke, like they did in Chawama. So, lekeni kuwepesha ECZ. That is my point. Stop dragging ECZ in your issues, your politics. Focus on strategies that can strengthen you. Because presidential tapadi. And in my view, start focusing on getting numbers, at the mayoral level, council chairperson, MP, and the councillors. That is where you're supposed to focus. Not if you're dragging ECZ, I think ECZ, they are doing a good job so far. That was my main issue. We cannot discuss Vamayo. Ni Vamayo, but the think tampoco start discuss. I think I'm ending there for tonight. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll come back on Friday. May God bless you. May God bless Zambia. Good night. Here we switch off. And where? Here we switch off.